Pioneer Broadband, Thompson and Hamill, Aroostook Limousines, Huber Engineered Woods, Jeans Electronics, County Physical Therapy, Katahdin Trust Company, White Smiles, Maine Baseball Academy, S.W. Collins, Nortrax, Herring Brothers. Now let's go down to the floor.
Good evening on WHOU. Steve Carmichael, Bobby Russell returning for this second game of this doubleheader on WHOU. Waterville and Presque set to do battle. The Wildcats coming to this one 1-1 on the year, coming off a loss against the Holton Shire Towners. And Waterville coming to this game 0-2 on the year. They're looking to pick up their first win, and well, it's our first chance to get a look at this Waterville team, but you're talking to head coach Cowan before the game. It's Liam Von Osen is a name you're going to hear quite a bit, Bobby.
Yeah, he's their, would be considered their leader on the floor. Talking to coach, they're not very big. They're going to have to use their athleticism here today to pull out the win. On the defensive side, make sure they box out, get after the rebounds, and really know where Caleb Wheaton is on the floor. It's no secret. They've got it scouted pretty well, whether it be through the papers or through watching some of the video streams. Caleb Wheaton is how the Wildcats tick.
Yeah, you hear Caleb Wheaton's name, Malachi Cummings, the freshman, Xavier McAtee, a sophomore for Presque. Look forward to a good game. Both these teams looking to pick up some victories. I say they looking at their schedule, especially for Presque. They play a really tough schedule with Ellsworth and Caribou and Holton and Herman on the schedule. Like the games against Old Town and Waterville, Foxcroft Academy, John Bapps are games they say, talking to head coach Terry Cummings, we should win, but they still scare me.
Well, there's no question. Take a look at the last game, right? You got to go out and you got to play hard. While the Wildcat girls give the Waterville girls their first blemish in the regular season in over a year, and you can't take anything for granted. Not that I'm not saying that they did, but no. Like what you're trying to, your point is that it looks like they, those are games they should win. You can't take it for granted. You got to come out and play the game. And the Wildcats here want to defend their home floor.
All right, now we'll send it over to public address announcer Richard Ezzy. Get the starting lineups brought to you by the County Federal Credit Union.
First for the Waterville Purple Panthers. Number 1, Chris Manigat. Number 2, Kai Williams. Number 10, Jonas Hutchinson. Number 11, Michael LeClaire. Number 14, Ethan Hobart. Number 21, Spencer Minahan. Number 23, Caleb Chandler. Number 33, Wayne Williams. Number 35, Adam Sorois. The head coach of Waterville, Steve Cowan. Assistant coach, Sam Smith. And now let's meet the Presque Wildcats. Injured player number 44, Connor Albertson. The reserves, number 10, Jude Mosier. Number 12, Sam Bollier. Number 14, Ben Ryan. Number 20, Noah Urema. Number 22, Jacob Devine. Number 32, Noah Flynn. Number 34, Mason Fletcher. The head coach for Presque is Terry Cummings. Assistant coaches Greg Whitaker, Dave Whitaker, and Bill Durrett. Manager Xavier Rima and Michaela York. And now let's meet the starting lineups. For Waterville, a sophomore, number 5, Liam Von Osen. And for Presque, senior, number 24, Caleb Wheaton. For Waterville, senior, number 12, Jelani Parker. And for Presque, freshman, number 30, Malachi Cummings. For Waterville, senior, number 13, Taylor Galecki. And for Presque, sophomore, number 40, Xavier Malachi. 22, Nathan Willett. For Waterville Senior, number 40, Presque Gilbert. And for Presque Junior, number 52, Connor Rideout. The officials for this game are Mr. Steve Clark, Mr. David Day.
All right, those are your starting lineups for Presque and Waterville. Set for the second game of the doubleheaders, we witnessed Presque girls pick up the 52-46 victory over Waterville. The officials are Mr. Day, Mr. Ayob, making the trip up. Every time he's usually up here before Christmas, he'll end up doing a game.
He does. I believe he might be back just shortly after Christmas, 27th, 28th weekend.
Yeah, he's a Fort Fairfield.
Are they dancing in the street of Wildcat Nation already, Stevie, or are they going to wait till after this
I
game?
can't hear from Canterbury Street yet, but they're probably making their way over here.
Whew, big win for the Lady Wildcats.
And Mr. Clark will be the head official. Bilecki and Willett will tip it off at center. Tip will be controlled by Waterville. Von Osen, just a sophomore for the Purple Panthers. They work the ball around the perimeter. Von Osen, now Thibodeau.
Man-to-man defense put up by the Wildcats to start.
Long three on the way from Gilbert. Off the back iron, no good. And the long rebound tracked down by the Wildcats. Freshman Malachi Cummings, the senior Caleb Wheaton will cross over. They hedge on the screen. Cummings, guarded by Jelani Parker. Cummings will pull up. Shot was too strong. And the rebound down to Jordan Thibodeau.
You see Bilecki draws the assignment of guarding Caleb Wheaton.
Von Osen backs his way down. Couldn't convert. And the rebound down to McAtee. Cummings races his way into the front court. Willett takes a bump. Able to find McAtee. Now Cummings trying to get around Parker. He does. Wheaton goes left into the lane with the left hand. Shot came up short. Willett will give him a second chance. Tried to throw it off the knee of Parker. It's now loose. 4 bodies on the floor. And they tie up. It'll stay with Waterville. It's a fumble. Bobby.
Fumble-rooski.
Cummings. Pass intercepted by Bilecki. One-on-one with Wheaton. All the way to the basket, and Waterville strikes first.
And Wheaton not wanting to pick up an early foul, really doesn't contest. Just goes in shoulder to shoulder with him.
Cummings for the triple, banks it in from the baseline.
Well, that's not the angle you usually bank them in from, but just a little smooch.
1 point lead for Waterville. Von Osen, backdoor cut at the mid-post, goes out to Gilbert. Now Thibodeau, eyes down the rim, finds Bilecki. Nice drive baseline, lost the handle. It ends up out of play. They'll head over to Presque. So 3-2 lead for the Wildcats and the basketball. Just over 6 minutes left in the first quarter. Wheaton with it, finds Cummings. Tried to find McAtee, hit Bilecki in the face. And right back to Cummings, and he floats it up and in.
Tough floater there in the middle of the lane. Iron was kind to him. Rolls in.
Out to Parker. Now Gilbert. Left hand dribble.
Ooh, that would have been a travel violation. Took the 2 steps.
Thibodeau. Pass deflected by Cummings. Recovered by Von Osen. He'll pull up. That's a 2 if it falls. Comes up well short. It's going to go off of right out and be Waterville basketball. Von Osen will inbound. Trying to find a cutter. Will lob it. Intercepted by Cummings. Try to behind the back pass to McAtee.
Great job anticipating the pass, able to knock it away. Might have been better served with the simple bounce pass.
Wheaton pulls up from the baseline, came up short. Bilecki, as Searoyce is in there for Waterville. Pass tipped by Wheaton. .509 left in the first quarter. Presque up by 3. Von Osen with a catch in the finish.
Yeah, nice backdoor dive there by Van Osen. Beautiful pass. Right on the money.
Cummings gets a screen from Wheaton. Lost the handle, couldn't save it, and it'll be Waterville basketball. As Flynn checks in for Rideout. Von Osen into the paint. Clean strip of the basketball by McAtee. As Wheaton and Von Osen still tangled up in the backcourt. Flynn, one-handed pass to McAtee, shot blocked away.
Nice shovel pass there, but great defense.
Parker drives baseline, adjusts in the air. Couldn't convert, and the rebound down to McAtee. Flynn gets tripped up by Parker. That'll be the second team foul on Waterville. McAtee inbounds it to Wheaton, catches, fires for 3 off the mark. Long rebound snared by Bilecki. Loose on the floor. Von Osen, shut off by Willette. Kicks it out to Searoyce. Now Thibodeau thought about it, finds Searoyce, fires it over to Parker. His three-pointer on the way, buries it, and Waterville takes the lead.
Good ball movement that time. 3 kids touching it. And Parker with the quick release.
Wheaton steps through and spins it in.
He answers right back. Nice drive down the lane through a couple defenders.
Tied at 7 in the early going. Von Osen to the basket, high off the window with a little smooch, Bobby.
Put a little English on it as well. That ball rotating down through the rim. Tough shot. Looked like he might have got himself under the basket, but wily enough to put the spin on it.
Foul call underneath on Waterville. It's going to go on Bilecki. 2-point advantage for Waterville. McAtee to Wheaton. Down screen set. Looking for Cummings. They switched on the screen, and it's intercepted by Von Osen. Back the other way. Bilecki along the baseline. Kicks it out. Von Osen. His three-pointer on the way. Back iron. High off the rim. Matt Cummings had his foot out of bounds, so it'll stay with the Purple Panthers.
You know how to do that dance, Stevie? He's up there flossing.
Von Osen. So happens you have kids, they teach you all sorts of dances. As a foul called underneath.
I think you learned it pretty well.
Do you know any of the Fortnite dances at all?
No. I'm lucky that I know what you were just doing.
Gilbert checks in.
Fortnite, that's a game you play. You and Cleve play.
Well, I used to play it.
Oh, that's old
Moved
news.
on to the new Call of Duty franchise.
Old news now.
Yeah, it's Call of Duty now.
Okay.
Bilecki into the corner. Von Osen surrounded by Wildcats, still loose. Flynn and Von Osen battled for it. He got poked loose and down to Cummings. Still a 2-point lead for Waterville. Cummings jumper is off the mark. 2:35 remaining in the first quarter. Von Osen back the other way. Shot blocked by Wheaton. And a foul call on Liam Von Osen as Flynn falls to the ground in the front court. Bodies are everywhere on the floor, Bobby.
Bodies are everywhere. Multiple times we've had kids tangled up and going to the deck.
As a full timeout called, we'll take it with him. 60-second break, 2.5 minutes remaining in the first quarter. Waterville up by 2. We're back in 1 minute on WHOU.
Outfit your vehicle for tough jobs with commercial truck body and accessories at Main Equipment in Herman, Maine. At Main Equipment Company, we sell and install truck bodies, lift systems, garbage removal applications, and snow and sand spreading applications. Storage boxes and bed liners is also available. Call us at 207-848-5738. Dump bodies, hook lift hoists, truck bodies, sand and salt spreaders, rubbish packers. The right fit for your truck. The premier company in the state of Maine. Main Equipment Company.
We all know a Aroostook County winter isn't much fun, but it can be with the right equipment. Holton Tire Company at 76 Myrna Street is your boss plow dealer and carries the King of Snow Aaron snowblowers. Full service department with parts in stock. Steelstone Industries in Holton is your location for gravel, salt, sand, paving, and plowing. Groundwork materials of all kinds and equipment to move it. Steelstone Industries is your aggregate supplier. You can visit Steelstone Industries at 154 Steelstone Street in Holton.
Bobby Russell, Ricky Goupel on the camera, Tim Youngfellow, our producer. 2.5 remaining in the first quarter. Waterville leading 9-7. Wheaton gets a screen from McAtee, uses it. Along the left wing, now it's Noah Urema. He'll pull up from the free throw line, off the mark. It'll stay with Presque.
Waterville has so far really done a nice job limiting Caleb Wheaton in the half court. Nice hands there by Bilecki, able to reach in and strip the ball from Cummings, and it goes off his foot. So we'll change of defense here. Looks like a 1-2-2, 1-2-1-1 pressure.
Von Osen gets bumped by Cummings.
What are you looking for, partner?
Nothing.
You can multitask.
2 minutes remaining first quarter. Underneath, good look for Parker, blocked away by Urema.
Nice job rotating down. All ball up top.
Underneath, Gilbert, high off the window, doesn't go. Willett and Gilbert fight for it. And I think the foul is going to go on Trafton Gilbert.
There's no question. He was saddled up there and got away with one early, but didn't get away with a second one.
Wheaton has it, trying to isolate on Bilecki. Wheaton instead goes to Cummings. Backdoor feed for Flynn, goes up with it, but he's called for the travel first. So 9-7 still to score. Waterville leading, a minute 42 on the clock. Kickball on Malachi Cummings. And
looks like we got blood on the knee of
Von Osen. As it looks like he had blood. He got it bandaged up, but the bandage came loose.
Well, they have they can take care of it on the bench, but there is a trainer here, Presque.
But it doesn't look like they're not going to use him. Their head coach, he's going to tape him right back up.
He can handle the duties.
Parker steps through, but that's going to be a travel call. Cummings attacks the rim. Shot came up short, but Noah Flynn was right there, and he's hit by, I think, Thibodeau.
He's the one with his hands still in the air, and it will be actually on Parker, or that's what they put up on the board.
I wouldn't mind having a seat to sit on, but everybody up here steals the stools. There's only 3 of them. They seem to be
You were here long before I was.
Sought after. Well, even if I save it, people take it.
It was,
you know what I'm going to do?
It was down by our colleagues over here when I got it, and it didn't have Stevie's name on it, so I assumed I could use it. Now, I know we should never assume, so I'm going to get up.
No, I know where
let you have this stool.
I know where I can get a stool. It'd be Northern Business Products in Presque. I can get them there.
Oh, my.
As Flynn makes 1 of 2. 3-pointer on the way here from Hutchinson is off the mark. And the rebound down to Cummings. Nobody picked him up. He launches it from deep. And Flynn, once again, is there for the putback. As Noah Flynn, active in the early minutes here.
He is, and he earned his minutes in the home game. Cummings with a great anticipation. And they're going to get the block foul on Bilecki.
And Cummings will go to the line for one more.
Back to Flynn, though. In the Holton game, he came in and did a nice job in that game as well, and I think that did not go unnoticed by the coaches, earned himself some minutes.
Cummings converts the and one. He's up to an early 8 points. Sam Bullier has been cleared. He had a concussion, missed the first 2 games. He's back out there.
Yeah, my understanding be a limited duty, just kind of get a feel for how he feels out there.
Mason Fletcher and Jake Devine also out there. They leave Vaughn Osen wide open. Hutchinson climbs the back of Devine. That'll be the 7th team foul on Waterville already. Not even out of the first quarter yet.
That was a nice block out that time.
It'll be a 1-on-1 for Jacob Devine. So far, I believe Presque has won all 3 games. They won both JV games. And the girls with the victory as well, as Ethan Hobart checks in.
I believe you are correct. How's being the president of Wildcat Nation? We've been here this week, Fairmount. Started the season last Saturday, a week ago, with a doubleheader. We were here for a couple Holton games and back here today. What's the feel? You got a finger on the pulse of what's going on around the nation? Or?
No, I don't have any idea what the pulse is, although I know head coach Jeff Hudson was very pleased after that game, after Gilbert misses the three-pointer here after the girls' game. And, I mean, why not? I mean, Waterville expected to be the best team in Class B, and I think it doesn't matter that they lost today. I still think they are. But that is a good victory for Presque. Going to be worth a ton of points come the end of the year. But I know when they play down in Waterville, I expect Waterville to come out with a lot of intensity in that game.
They're certainly going to have a reason to be a little more, maybe wouldn't say assertive, but certainly
chip on their shoulder.
Chip on their shoulder, exactly. Those were the words I was looking for.
Jude
They will remember this one.
Jude Mosier checks in, and Caleb Wheaton will get a rest. Hobart into the front court, rips it through, gets around McAtee, into the front court, out to Gilbert, lob pass for Vaughn Osen, back in there, and falls to the ground. Bullier back the other way to the basket for 2. And you get a block call here on Bullier, really known for his defensive prowess. He's out there primarily for that. If he scores, that's an added bonus. But Bullier, remember last year he came in the Herman game, I think made a big difference.
He sure did. Little spark plug. Today off the bench. I think in the preseason he might have been in the starting rotation a time or two.
You are correct. As time will expire in the first quarter, and Presque holds a 17-9 advantage. We're back in 60 seconds for the second quarter after this on WHOU.
County Ag and Turf Supply is at its new home on 7 Dow Siding Road in Caribou, offering the same great service. Randy and Jerry are working hard to supply the county with the best products. They offer Blue Seal Feed, Sentinel, Inspire, and Dynasty and Triple Crown for your equine, Home Fresh Extra Egg and Multi-Flock Pellets, and Crumples and Mealworm for your poultry, Entrust Pet Food for your cat or dog, Minerals for your beef and dairy. They have feed for all your livestock. County Ag and Turf Supply also has wood pellets, lubricants, and of course, Willow the Blue Seal Rabbit on the premises. Stop by County Ag and Turf Supply today.
Don't get flush-traded. Get Rick Hannigan Plumbing and Heating to handle all your pipes. Master Plumber Rick is ready to get your pipes back in action. Give Rick a call today at 538-7131 and like him on Facebook.
Scoville Building Supplies may be a little store, but it's a whole lot more. You can find most anything you need at Scoville Building Supplies: plumbing, painting, lumber, windows, or doors. Everything you will need for your construction, remodeling, updating, or building. Call Scoville Building Supplies today at 425-3192.
That's what that is.
Back at Presque High School on WHOU. 17-9 advantage for Presque. Vaughn Osen with it for Waterville. attacks the rim, high off the window, gets it to fall. They're going to call it off. And an offensive foul on Von Osen.
For his second foul. Starting out the second quarter.
Cummings. Screen for McAtee. Rolls to the rim. Wheaton for three. Boyer looking for the putback. Gets it to go, and the foul. Well, I'd say Boyer's feeling all right, Bobby.
Yes, he certainly is. Coach Cowan down here is talking to the official. There was, if we pay attention to our screen, you can see it. It was Flynn, and I think it was Flynn, got tangled up with one of the Waterville players on the action. He was pleading for a foul call.
Foul call on the rebounding action is going to go on number 35, Adam Searoyce.
Timeout, Waterville. 30-second timeout.
Just a 30-second timeout called by Waterville. We'll keep it right here. 7:29 remaining in the second quarter, with Presque leading 20-9, and I think head coach Cowan a bit frustrated with the discrepancy in fouls currently on the board. And
well, there's no question, and I lost track of who it was because Boyer was going up for the shot, but I want to say it was Flynn. It might not have been, but anyway, he was tangled up with one of the Waterville players and had a hold of the arm and was moving back up the lane. And Coach Cowan really wanted that foul call.
$7:29 remaining, but yeah, the fouls right now are 10-4, with the 10 being on Waterville. For all the fans at home and here, they like to keep an eye on the scoreboard as Flynn knocks down the first. You being an official, Bobby, you know that.
What do I know? Tell me what I know.
All that fans keep an eye on the discrepancy of foul calls. They are very well aware of that.
Oh, and coaches are even more aware.
We're going to get a call here on Sam Bullier.
How do you like the look with the no lanyard? You like that? You see a lot of NBA officials without the lanyard. Some have it around the neck. Some have it, off the shirt.
I'm a fan of the lanyard, personally. Just like I'm a fan of the shiny shoes. I'll tell you what, Steve Clark's, they are very shiny.
They are recently polished, I'm going to guess. Ooh, he stepped on the line. Now, I don't know if there's a jump ball or they're going to go with the backcourt. You could look down and, see, comb your hair. Oh, well, maybe not.
I'm not combing my hair because I don't have any. Now you could.
I could.
McAtee underneath looking for Flynn. It's intercepted by Von Osen. And a block call here as the pace of the game has not been free-flowing. Even our producer agrees.
Well, I was just curious what your thoughts were. That's something we haven't discussed before.
Bilecki tried to fire it underneath to Jelani Parker, knocked away by Presque. It'll stay with the Purple Panthers. 22-9 the score. 7:04 on the clock.
And on their defensive end, Von Osen, nice job rotating around here to get the turnover for Waterville.
Von Osen lobs it in play. Parker comes down with it into the backcourt. Double teamed by Cummings and Bullier. Parker goes to Thibodeau. Von Osen. Ball loose on the floor. McAtee will find Cummings. Back the other way come the Wildcats. Over to Bullier. Will pull up from mid-range. Swish.
Well, Sam Boyer providing the offensive punch here coming off the bench.
Waterville calls the timeout. It's a full timeout. We'll take it with them. 24-9. Presque with the lead. 6:37 to go in the second quarter. We're back in 60 seconds on WHOU.
Sorry, Dad.
Sure, you could get him a new car, You could also light a pile of money on fire.
Sorry.
Because as long as Mr. It wasn't my fault takes the wheel on occasion, maintaining this car is your best option. So keep it running longer, stronger,
Sorry.
with quality parts and a whole lot of Napa know-how.
Dad, where are you going?
Pioneer Fiber to the Home is now available in Holton, Sherman, Stacyville, Calais, and Baileyville. Streaming live events in high definition like high school basketball is best viewed with the most stable and fastest connections. Pioneer Broadband delivers state-of-the-art fiber directly into your home to handle all of your most demanding internet needs. Don't get left behind with slower technology. Get the fiber you need. Pioneer Broadband.
Back at Presque High School. 24-9. Wildcats with the lead over Waterville. Searoyce in the backcourt. Break the count as Bilecki has it for Waterville. Jump pass goes to Von Osen. Left-hand dribble and reach-in foul call.
1-1. Is that now the 7th team foul on?
It was 10-4. It's now 10-7.
They must have heard you up here.
No, I don't think it was me. I think it was Coach Gowan, I think.
Well, you gotta, you gotta speak up for your team.
He absolutely does.
Bend the ear a little bit. Get yourself a call or two.
Cummings almost lost the handle, able to recover it. Up top to Wheaton. Steps into a three, connects. It was 9-7, and Presque is on a 20-0 run. With Bilecki underneath, stops the run there. Wheaton guarded by Bilecki. He pulls up from 16, came up short. Now Bilecki once again. Nice block by Cummings, and McAtee recovers the loose ball.
Well, Bilecki had gotten by him, but beautiful timing. Another kid goes down.
Officials letting him play here is a bit of helter-skelter action, and Waterville now has possession. Bilecki fires away off the mark. Now Flynn in transition. Doesn't have numbers. Doesn't matter as he lays it in.
Doesn't need it. Goes right around Thibodeau.
Now Von Osten the other way as Wheaton knocks it off him. It'll go back over to Presque. Fletcher is in for Devine. Wheaton with it on the left side, underneath, looking for Cummings, posting up on Parker, steps through, and we get a foul call on Waterville.
Looks like it's going to go on Parker, potentially.
So Cummings will head to the free throw line. Makes the first. Cummings up to 9 points as LeClaire checks in for Waterville. Double figures now for the freshman Malachi Cummings. Presque out with some full court pressure. Fletcher at the top. Von Osen, and we're going to get a hand check call on Malachi Cummings. That'll be his second. Well, more free throws upcoming. It's Von Osen at the charity stripe. Front end is missed. Long rebound chased down by Bilecki. In the corner, Von Osen. Hesitates. Goes through two defenders. Spins. Blocked away by Wheaton.
Presque, they've had a lot of blocks on the defensive end here in this first half. Timing is good. Waterville's showing the ball, and they're reacting to it.
31-11 is the score as Bilecki converts underneath for 2. He's up to 6 points. 31-13. Wheaton over to Cummings. Will launch it from deep. Comes up short. McAtee chases down the rebound. Will give Presque a second chance. Urema underneath tried to find Fletcher, but deflected and stolen away by Waterville. Bilecki to the basket. Misses. Wheaton trying to clear some space. Bilecki reaches in. They tie him up. Well, we have a tie-up and a foul call. The foul call will prevail. It's going to go on Bilecki, as that'll be. So you have Parker with 3, Bilecki with 3, Von Osen with 2, Gilbert with 3. Wheaton misses the first, so a bunch of foul trouble for Waterville.
Flynn coming back into the game.
Wheaton goes 1 of 2. 6 points for the senior Wheaton. Underneath, Bilecki wide open. Can't finish, and Flynn will clear it for Presque.
Golden opportunity for Bilecki, but Flynn skies for the rebound.
30-second timeout here. We'll take it with head coach Terry Cummings. 32-13. Presque with the lead. 3:52 to go in the second quarter. We're back in 30 seconds on WHOU.
Hi from Jeans, where you'll find better TV and more ways to enjoy it. Get 190 channels for $59.99 a month with Dish. Plus, get a free voice remote on us. And remember, we're also trained Nest Pros and deliver white glove service for all kinds of smart home solutions, like the Google Nest Learning Thermostat or the Google Nest Cam Outdoor, which lets you look after your home from anywhere so you can travel worry-free. So come and visit our newest location on Stillwater in Bangor, or visit us online to find a local store near you.
Presque with the basketball as we resume action. Fletcher skies to the basket for 2 after a nice pass from Flynn. 34-13, 3.5 remaining. Wheaton fouls Parker.
And actually, I think it's going to go on Flynn. Wheaton had the ball, and I think Flynn was also on the scene.
So, Jelani Parker at the line. This is the first. Second one on the way for Parker. Misses that one also. McAtee, strong box out. Hauls in the rebound. Cummings into the front court. Guarded closely by Bilecki. Playing with 3 fouls already. Fletcher swings it to Urema for the triple. Got it.
The catch and shoot. A lot of ball pressure with Bilecki up on Cummings, but once they got it out of there, like that, be ready to shoot.
Von Osen with a nice move underneath. He's up to 6 points.
Little step around. Bilecki's, I like the intensity he plays with.
And a carry call on Fletcher. As number 23, Caleb Chandler, will check in for Waterville. Bilecki gets away from Flynn momentarily. Trying to find a teammate, stolen away by Noah Flynn. And off of that steal, couldn't quite cleanly handle it. He's called for the travel. (37-15) is your score. Into Von Osen. No look pass underneath. Nice look to LeClaire, and he'll lay it in.
Nice find there. He drew the double team, and LeClaire goes down the weak side of the lane. Nice run on. Lays it in.
LeClaire out on Fletcher. Urema underneath McAtee. Kicks it out, Urema. Misses the three that time. Goes off of Flynn. It'll be Waterville ball. Into Bilecki. 2:10 remaining in the first half. 20-point advantage for the Wildcats. Bilecki spins into the paint, trying to find an opening. Bounces it to Chandler. Hands off to Bilecki, and he's called for steps. McAtee, Devine, Cummings, Flynn, and Fletcher out there for head coach Terry Cummings. Devine out to Cummings underneath, trying to find Flynn, poked away by Searoyce. Now a lob pass into the front court to Bilecki. Kicks it out to Chandler, steps into a three-pointer, gets it to fall.
As you say, he stepped into it, had his momentum going in the right direction, knocked it down, but then on the other end, we're going to get Adam Searoyce with the blocking foul.
Two free throws for the senior Noah Flynn. Rideout checks in for McAtee, and Thibodeau in there for Bilecki. Minute 36 on the clock. Flynn, second one in the air, rattles out. Chandler to Thibodeau. Goes out to Von Osen. Hesitates, blows by his defender, high out the window for two.
Well, that's not the first time. He's been able to be crafty enough to get through the defense, get to the rim.
8 points for Liam Von Osen. Cummings will go over to Devine. Near corner, Flynn shuffle the feet, and that'll be a travel. Minute 6 left. 38-22 is your score. Von Osen will receive the inbounds pass. Guarded by Devine. Picks his dribble up. Finds Chandler. Goes over to Thibodeau. Fakes right, goes left at the mid-post. Floater is up off the back iron, no good. And on the rebounding action, a foul goes on Searoyce. His second.
That's going to send, looks like Connor Rideout to the free throw line.
So Connor Rideout's at the line.
See Santa Claus down there amongst the cheerleaders.
Oh,
Stevie.
Santa made his trip to Rooster County a bit early, Bobby.
Have you been a good boy? What list are you on right now?
I'm always on the naughty list, Bobby.
Uh-oh. That's not good.
But I'm not really worried about Christmas right now. My wife's birthday is tomorrow.
Oh,
so that's a big.
We cannot. That's like,
that
teams not looking past
yes.
the game in front of them.
Yeah.
You better not look past that particular day.
My wonderful wife's birthday is tomorrow, so.
Without spoiling anything, do you have some plans?
My plan is clearly not to watch football all day because she told me I was not going to do that. So I guess that's not on the agenda.
Oh.
Von Osen is called for the travel.
Hallmark Channel?
I don't know. Whatever she wants to watch.
I figured you would have had like a nice day planned.
Well, it's hard with an 11-month-old baby. He doesn't. Everything revolves around him.
He can have plans be changed.
Yes, very much
at a given minute.
And two other kids too that need things. So. Wheaton near midcourt. It's away from Thibodeau. 15 seconds remaining in the first half. Devine underneath, adjusts in the air, misses, but Rideout there for the offensive rebound is fouled from behind by, I believe, LeClaire. It's the first foul on LeClaire. 26 fouls called in the 26 or 27 called in the first half here. Rideout makes the first.
Fair amount.
It was 1 of 2. The rebound down to number 21, Minahan. Thibodeau falls to the ground. A foul is going to go on Devine, and free throw is going the other way. It'll be Thibodeau at the line. Mosier will have to head back to the scorer's table. As Devine went to take a seat, have to wait. Thibodeau makes the first, as Mosier now will get to check it. Thibodeau goes 2 for 2. 2.3 on the clock. They get it into Mosier, right back to Urema. He'll let it fly from three-quarter court, and he gets it to go! Woo! Noah Urema.
Does he have a ticket?
Yeah, that would have been the winning ticket there with over $600.
Oh, my. He wasn't even close to the line. He was 6 feet behind it.
And that's how the first half ends, with Urema's nearly three-quarter court launch. And it's 43-24. Presque with the lead. It was 17-9 at the end of one. Well, it was 9-7. Waterville had the lead. But since then, it's been all Presque. As right now, we'll see. This is our Dodgers Company halftime show, but we like to keep it here just in case somebody is able to walk away with big money. As public address announcer Richard Ezzy reads out the number. It is not Bobby this time. He did win it last Saturday.
No, that was Tuesday or Wednesday.
Or Tuesday or Wednesday, whatever.
Remember, I wasn't here Saturday.
That's right, you weren't.
Nope, not my ticket this time.
We'll see who has the winning ticket, see if they can.
Oh, we got it right here. It looks like
big money.
Is that Mr. Dumas?
That is. He's an employee of SAD1. That is.
Well, he was sitting down there by the bucket. Now, this is a little bit fishy. I wonder if there's some foul play in this.
Who picked out the ticket?
I don't know. I didn't see that. But he's been sitting in one of those nice cushy chairs down there when I went and bought my tickets.
He's a bus driver here at SAD1. They consider him a custodian. He's the father of Jason Dumas, who played for Presque last year. So he'll head to the charity stripe for the free throw here. Get 5 booster bucks at the concession stand. Misses that one.
I don't know that we've seen anybody make the free throw. Here he comes. Winding up.
Getting a running head start. He's got to keep it behind the half-court line. He lets it go. Does it have enough? It does not. So it will roll over until next time. The next home game will be December 23rd against Foxcroft Academy. And that'll be 2 days before Christmas. See if somebody can get themselves an early Christmas present. Able to knock down. Maybe it'll be Toby Nelson. Who knows?
Very well. I understand he will be in town that particular day.
He could be staying overnight to hang out with a special broadcasting crew afterwards. So maybe he can walk away with some money. But we'll take a 2-minute break. When we come back, we'll talk about the first half and what happened in the girls' game in 2 minutes on WHOU.
Aroostook Limousines and Ace Rent-A-Car get you there in style. Aroostook Limousines has 8 and 12-passenger limousines and a 20-passenger party bus for evenings out, proms, weddings, birthdays, concerts, whatever the celebration. Travel anywhere in-state. And Ace Rent-A-Car specializes in insurance rentals and has locations in Presque Isle, Holton, and Patton at Savage Paint and Body. Ace offers everything from compact cars to vans. Ace Rent-A-Car. We do it right and we make it easy. Reach both businesses at 768-7368.
Hello, this is Tony Bowers at Bowers Funeral, and we want to wish good luck to all area basketball teams, boys and girls, as you strive for the gold ball at the end of the season. We are proud to be a part of your communities and our family serving your family since 1900. Good luck, play hard, and above all, be good sportsmen.
Pioneer Fiber to the Home is now available in Holton, Sherman, Stacyville, Calais, and Baileyville. Streaming live events in high definition like high school basketball is best viewed with the most stable and fastest connections. Pioneer Broadband delivers state-of-the-art fiber directly into your home to handle all of your most demanding internet needs. Don't get left behind with slower technology. Get the fiber you need. Pioneer Broadband.
County.me, your source for countywide.
Be good for Nana.
CountyFCU.org.
Including scores and highlights from the greater Holton, Presque Isle, and Caribou regions. We also are the source for all the latest daily news and community happenings for readers of the Holton Pioneer Times, the Star Herald, and the Aroostook Republican and News coverage area. Visit us now on the web at thecounty.me.
Back on WHOU, Steve Carmichael, Bobby Russell, 43-24. The score at the half with Presque Isle leading Waterville, set for our Cotton Trust Company halftime show. Some numbers for you from that first half. For Waterville, they were led by Liam Von Osen with 8 points. Taylor Bilecki had 6. Caleb Chandler with 3. Jelani Parker had 3. And Jordan Thibodeau and Michael LeClaire with 2 apiece. On the other side for Presque Isle, they were led by Malachi Cummings with 10. Sam Bollier and Noah Flynn had 7. Caleb Wheaton and Noah Yarimo with 6. Mason Fletcher, Connor Rideout, and Jacob Devine all with 2. So the Wildcats got off to a bit of a slow start. Took them a little bit to get their legs going. You would expect that from a team like Waterville after a long wait when they got here very early in the morning as the first game teed off. Thinking about golf season. It kicked off at around noontime, and an hour they sat around for a good almost 4.5 hours. And
yeah, that's always tough when you travel all at once, all 4 teams on one bus, and you get here and you're playing the last game to get going. But again, they got the upper gym here where the kids can get out and stretch their legs, but. It was Presque Isle the ones that came out a little bit slower, but it didn't take long. 3 or 4 minutes into the first quarter, and then they really got it going. And you mentioned it was 7-9, and then all of a sudden it was 29-9. They put a 20, or it was 27-9. They put a 20-0 run on Waterville.
Yeah, so 43-24 is where we stand. If you missed the Presque Isle girls, picked up the upset victory over Waterville, 52-46, and which is a very big victory for head coach Jeff Hudson and the Wildcats, as Bobby doing the YMCA next to me here.
Well, you were flossing earlier, so I figured this one here I can do. You don't have to move.
There's
all I just move my arms.
Not much effort involved. But you look at the Class B boys this year. Obviously, I think a lot of people consider Caribou to be the favorite with what they brought back from last year. They lost Austin Finland. Very big loss, but what they also returned was 4 other starters, and they may be a little deeper this year. They picked up the 23 victory over Winslow earlier this afternoon, and the Vikings, we'll see them play on Monday, the 16th. They play down in Holton, and you also get Ellsworth. Washington Academy has now kind of entered the picture because of their
win over Ellsworth in Ellsworth.
2-point victory over the Ellsworth Eagles. That's who Presque Isle plays next. They can play next Saturday down at Washington Academy, which is a very tough place to play, and it's a long bus ride. But Washington Academy, they've entered the picture. Well, you got to talk about the Herman Hawks, who they are playing the Herman boys right now, and the Hawks are really establishing their dominance. 43-25 lead right now over Holton, and that has a lot to do with Mark Reed with his defensive schemes. Terrific defensive team they are as Herman Hawks.
Well, they certainly are, and what was it they rattled off? 42 or 3 games in a row. I can't remember exactly what it was, but put a gold ball in the trophy case. And, yeah, they're just a solid team year in and year out, play solid man-to-man defense. They're a team that doesn't generally beat themselves in making those physical and mental errors. And you really have to play a good game to beat them. And that's exactly what the Caribou Vikings did last year in the Northern Maine final, is play an excellent game, and then they went on to win the state title. And you mentioned that they are the favorite. I mean, they bring back 4 of the 5 starters. Austin Finland's shoes are big shoes to fill, but they had, I believe they have Ethan Holsworth stepping into the starting lineup. And you mentioned they're a little bit deeper this year. They kids that were on the JV team that went undefeated last year are stepping up into roles, as well as they had Brigman back. So, the Vikings are the team, as like the Waterville girls, who bring back the most kids from last year's team, and they're the ones that will be getting everybody's best shot night in and night out.
So some upcoming games for you on WHOU. As I mentioned, on Monday there are 2 games on the slate. It'll be Bobby will be over calling the Central Aroostook Fort Fairfield boys game. That is Monday at 7 o'clock, and then Tim Tweedy will have the Caribou and Holton boys game on Tuesday. We have the Herman and Old Town girls game at 7 o'clock. We also have Fort Fairfield at Fort Kent girls and Holton at Central Aroostook girls. So this is a very busy time of the year as basketball getting underway for us. Still very early in the season. We got a long 2.5 months on the way, Bobby.
Well, it is, and there's a 2-week window when the season starts. There's a 2-week window between when the season starts and Christmas break, and a lot of teams they front load their schedule, get 3 or 4 games in there, and then they can space it out a couple of games a week from the first of the year on. And we've been busy. We've been here for 4 different nights in the first 8 days.
Now we get set to begin the third quarter. 43-24 is the score, with Presque leading Waterville. The Wildcats come out with Cummings, McAtee, Willette, Rideout, and Wheaton. Waterville with Bilecki, Gilbert, Thibodeau, Parker, and Von Osen. We're on a set play looking for Wheaton. The pass was a bit off target, and it'll be a quick turnover back to Waterville. Von Osen into the front court. Thibodeau. Von Osen has it poked away from behind by Wheaton. And the tie-up possession arrow favors Waterville.
See the Wildcats coming out in a 1-3-1, trying to get out and extend a little bit into the corners.
Von Osen will trigger it in, lobs it to Gilbert. Back in the corner, Von Osen wide open for 3.
A defensive breakdown. 2 players get down to the low block. Von Osen steps out behind the arc, and they get it right back to him.
Cummings looking for the answer. Came up short. Willette. Back out to Cummings. He'll attack the rim, puts it up, can't get the roll. McAtee kept it alive, but off the end line. That'll go over to Waterville. Got people telling you to keep it together, Bobby.
Oh, I know. Well, what you showed me. Share with everybody what you showed me the first time.
Well, apparently my child now is saying your name while watching the game. Not Daddy, but my 11-month-old says instead of Daddy, it's Bobby. Malachi Cummings rips it away from Waterville all the way to the basket for 2.
It was a foot race. He wins it. Able to lay it in, really uncontested.
Thibodeau lobs it to Von Osen. Gets around his defender, puts it up off the window, and we're going to have a technical foul call on Rideout. Are they going to call him for a technical for the flop call?
That would be the reason. He was going down before there was any contact. A lot of confused looks down here to our left.
Basket by Taylor Bilecki.
So it'll be Von Osen, who made the basket to the line, will shoot the technical free throws. That's the first time I've seen that enforced.
Well, yeah, but you understand what happened there.
I do.
Is Rideout was trying to draw the charge play, but he was falling away before there was any contact made at all, and therefore the flop. And the rule does read that if you are flopping, that
it's
technical foul.
Sometimes there's
assessed.
a bit of a gray area because he may have been trying to protect himself by falling backwards.
That's not how I interpreted it. I interpreted it that he was going down to try to draw the player control foul. I see your point.
No, I've never seen that enforced, and I'm not saying it was the wrong call. I just curious as.
You're right. Usually you don't see it rung up with the tee.
So nonetheless, it'll be 45-30. The Waterville chipping away at the lead here. Cummings fires it over to Bullier. Now Wheaton top of the key. Pulls up just inside the free throw line, was off the mark. Bilecki now has it for the Purple Panthers. Into the front court comes Von Osen. Gilbert knocks down the triple, is trapped in Gilbert and Waterville. Well, they're back within 12 here, Bobby.
Yeah, nice looking shot there. Defense wasn't out. Had the opening and just drained it.
Bullier.
And that's one thing, they get out to the 20-point lead, but Waterville, they're not going away. They're chipping away at it. And as you mentioned, the 3 here, get it down to single digits.
Going to get a block call here on Bullier as he did beat Parker to the spot. Well, I saw head coach Terry Cummings look up at you for confirmation of that call.
Well, I mean, we both had it the same way. I was curious when the whistle did blow, if he was just going to go with the block foul or the technical.
Cummings swats that ball away. It'll stay with Waterville. The team control call on Gilbert.
Another good call there as he went to set the screen, but then you give the extra movement. Got to stay stationary.
Wheaton up the floor, leading by 12. 5.5 minutes remaining in the third quarter. McAtee goes out to Cummings. Puts up the shot off the back of the iron. Unsuccessful, and back the other way come Waterville. Von Osen draws contact. See if they give him the shooting foul. They do.
They are, yes. That's going to go on Caleb Wheaton. Had his hands on him as he was trying to go up.
Second foul on Wheaton. Or, excuse me, that's his first. Team's third. Von Osen misses them both. And it goes out of bounds. It'll head over to Presque. 45-33 your score. As the officials come together, and they're going to change the call and say it will be Waterville basketball. Bilecki, Von Osen for the triple. Doesn't go. Yarima climbs the ladder, secures the board.
And nice box out that time.
McAtee at the block, up with the left hand, can't get it to go. Tipped around, kept alive, and out of the pack with it comes Thibodeau. He'll have it at the wing. Lob pass underneath to Bilecki. Up with a shot, banks it home, and they're within 10.
Nice flash across the lane. Cut wasn't denied, and able to turn around in that high percentage area.
30-second break for, actually it's a full timeout. We'll take a 60-second timeout as well. 10-point advantage for Presque. 4:45 to go in the third quarter. We're back after this on WHOU.
Be good for Nana, okay? I love you. That's not me.
A moment like this is decades in the making. The County Federal Credit Union. partnering with you to achieve financial success so you can enjoy the moments that matter. CountyFCU.org.
Want that special item for this year's high school basketball season to show your team support? Cushman & Sons, locally owned and operated in Presque Isle, has team sportswear and will do custom embroidery, screen printing, logo design, digital and printing, as well as banners, decals, and other vinyl works. Cushman & Sons also can design trophies, awards, and add specialty items. Cushman & Sons, 764-3833 or CushmanandSonsInc.com. And don't forget to visit and like their Facebook page. If you can think it, Cushman & Sons will say, yeah, we can do that.
Back at Presque Isle High School, back underway. They got out of the timeout pretty quickly as Noah Flynn's able to convert underneath after a nice pass from Malachi Cummings. Parker at the top of the key. Thibodeau out of Von Osen, trailing by 12. Goes out to Thibodeau, crosses over, attacks the rim, blocked away by Flynn. But they're going to call him for the contact. And it'll be Thibodeau to head to the line for 2 free throws.
So in the first half where Presque Isle was able to get a lot of blocks, that time Flynn was rotating over. Just couldn't get all ball.
Thibodeau misses the first. Splits the difference. Thibodeau's got 3 points, and the lead is 11 for Presque Isle. Halfway through the third quarter, Wheaton with it. Near side, Urema fires it underneath the McAtee, leans in, blocked away by Searoyce. And then Searoyce is going to be called for the foul, shoving away McAtee.
I like the message from Coach Cowan there. He said, great defensive play, but just play basketball. Don't get caught up in that stuff.
Cummings underneath. McAtee kicks it out to Urema. Mishandled the pass. Able to corral it. And misses the three-pointer with the board down to Bilecki. Thibodeau crosses over. Lobs it to the top of the key. Still loose. Bilecki dives on it. Now Urema's on him. McAtee's down there with Von Osen. And another fumble recovered by Waterville, but the tie-up goes to Presque Isle. Cummings with it. Up top, Wheaton fakes the pass, drives into the paint. Double team, will kick it out to Cummings. He'll launch it from deep and buries it.
Oh, Wheaton, the dribble penetration, the defense collapse on him. Wheaton able to get, Cummings able to get open up top, and as he pitches it back.
Cummings up to 15 points. Von Osen called for the charge, drove right through McAtee. Xavier McAtee, nice job sliding his feet. Draws the charge. That'll be the third on Von Osen. We hit 3 minutes to go in the third quarter. Wheaton. McAtee. Cummings looking for another one. Gets that one as well.
Heat check, Stevie. A little bit deeper that time. Probably 4 feet away. 2 in a row.
53-36. Von Osen tied up with Flynn. And the possession arrow favors Waterville.
What did it get down to 10 there at one point, but now right back up to 17.
It was 45-35. So an 8-1 run here for the Wildcats. Bilecki shot is blocked by Wheaton. Wheaton goes over to Urema. He'll let it fly. Misses. The rebound to Bilecki. Out to Von Osen. To the basket with the right hand. Too strong off the glass. Goes off of McAtee. Von Osen will inbound. Sear Royce. Bilecki dribbles it off his heel out of bounds.
Went through the legs and caught the, as you say, back of the shoe and scoots out of bounds.
Cummings, that's a heat check. That doesn't go. In transition, Von Osen back the other way, creates some space and lays it in.
Oh, nice use of his body. Realized Cummings was there, and as he goes up, shields the ball.
Now Wheaton from deep, off the mark. As Gilbert checks in. Gilbert squares up. Shot was partially deflected by Noah Flynn. We are 90 seconds away from the conclusion of the third quarter. Cummings zips a pass to Flynn off his fingertips, able to save it in play. Wheaton drives right, fakes a pass to Cummings, goes to the basket instead, and he'll lay it up and in.
Nice little look away. Defense really didn't bite on it, but still able to knife through and lay it in over the front of the rim.
Thibodeau. Gilbert. Under a minute to go in the third. 17-point lead for the Wildcats. Thibodeau thought about it, goes down low to Bilecki, back out to Thibodeau. Now he'll let it go. Can't connect. Cummings will climb the ladder to secure the board. Urema to the basket. Flynn, the putback.
Well, he's been on the spot a couple different times and hustling up the floor. Weak side rebound putback. Noah Flynn.
Noah Flynn in double figures with 11 points. Gilbert is fouled. Be a block call on Noah Flynn. His fourth. So Mosier will check in for Flynn. Excuse me, Wheaton actually. So we'll leave Noah Flynn out there with the 4 fouls. Trying to find Thibodeau. They do, but he stepped on the end line. Fletcher is in. Cummings has it. Goes near side Mosier right back to Cummings. Splits 2 defenders, falls to the deck, finds McAtee, and he'll put it up and in with a jumper.
Well, Cummings lost the handle and it rolls right to McAtee, and he knocks down the 15-footer.
That'll do it for 3 quarters of play. Presque holding on to the lead, 59-38. We'll take a 60-second break, come back for the final quarter after this on WHOU.
Excellence at ground level is what you get with J. McLaughlin Construction in Holton. Founded in 2012, the company plans the construction of streets, residential areas, and commercial buildings, and they are involved in both public and private projects. Their high-quality work and many years of experience have earned them an excellent reputation and a loyal client base. Regardless of whether you need a detailed plan for a building or would like to build a road, J. McLaughlin Construction is your reliable partner for all your engineering needs. Call J. McLaughlin Construction at 532-6335 or 694-2546.
Steve Carmichael and Bobby Russell back on WHOU. Beginning the fourth quarter here, Presque leading 59-38. Cummings, leading scorer for Presque in this game with 18 points, finds Fletcher, leans in and scores.
Oh, nice acrobatic move there by Mason Fletcher. Right side of the floor was wide open.
Foul call here. It'll be Bilecki at the line. He's got 8 points. Leading scorer for Waterville's Liam Von Osen with 14. As Bilecki makes the first. Goes 1 for 2. McAtee will secure the board. Cummings finds Mosier underneath, saves it to McAtee. Now out to Fletcher. Urema underneath, McAtee for 2.
Nice delivery. Could have taken it himself probably, but unselfishly drops it off to Xavier McAtee.
So 63-39. Mosier battling with Thibodeau. I think Thibodeau's going to be called for the push there.
Looks like you're spot on. You know, that reminds me, you were supposed to take the officiating class, and I think you dodged that bullet again this year.
Bobby, I don't have time.
It's online now, I believe.
Oh, well, maybe I will then. Backdoor feed to Fletcher, able to finish.
Ooh, that's a couple tough shots. Beautiful cut back door. Time there, looked like he was a little bit under the backboard, but still able to get it to go.
But a little tidbit, too, that win for Presque girls over Waterville was Coach Hutchins' 400th career victory.
400 career victories.
As the head coach of the Presque Wildcats.
Hall of Fame material.
He will. As Von Osen, with a nice spin move, banks it in and the foul. And I believe he will get his own board there once he decides to retire on the wall here at Prescott High School. See one for Tim Prescott, who had 329 wins as the head coach of the Prescott boys. Coached me for 1 year.
That's right. Senior year, was it?
That's right. I'm sure Jeff Hudson will have his own as well. As Urema able to corral the pass in from Cummings to lay it in.
Beautiful baseball pass there. Right on the money. Yeah, 400 career wins. What is it? 3 gold balls?
Yes.
And at least one more Northern Maine runner-up that I remember.
Ball batted around. The putback doesn't go for Thibodeau. Now Cummings trying to find Urema again. Just a bit too far out in front of him.
Went to the well one too many times there.
There's 5:53 remaining. A 67-41 lead for Presque Isle. Chandler just checked in all the way to the basket.
Good strong take there by the young fella. You mentioned 400 wins. Does that he started his career in Limestone? Does that include the Limestone victories, or were you going to say just in Presque Isle? I thought you were going to elaborate something else before I.
No, it's actually a good question. I mean, he's been coaching.
I would assume it's his career from Limestone and
right.
And
right. He's been coaching in Presque Isle since I believe 98, 99.
Yes, that's
was
correct.
The year he started.
And I would say he was in Limestone for 4 to 5 years prior to that.
Yep.
Always had a tournament team there as well.
I believe he coached you, Bobby.
He did. It's a wonder he's still actually coaching.
I figured that would ruin it for him that 1 year with you.
Yeah, you're 100% correct. I was a freshman in high school, and he was the JV coach. He was doing his student teaching at Fort Fairfield High School, and he became the JV coach for Fort Fairfield, and I was on that team. I don't know that we won more than 3 or 4 games all year.
We had fun.
Well, only winning 3 or 4 games. I don't know how much fun we're really having, but I do remember him. He was a good coach then. He's a good coach now. Philosophy has evolved, as you mentioned, that 3-point shot. He's a little bit more frugal with the attempts back in my day.
He's a Wildcat through and through. That's true. He graduated from Presque High School and coached me at Cunningham Middle School, soccer, and then was my math teacher in high school. I don't know if that's why I'm awful at math or not, but
well, we'll say that.
Fletcher misses the jumper.
I don't know, the way you run the numbers at your work, you're pretty shrewd with them.
Hobart to the basket, rejected by Fletcher, but Hobart was fouled. So it'll be Ethan Hobart to the charity stripe with 2 free throws. It's the 8th team foul on Presque. With 4:47 left on the clock as Hobart rims out that free throw. Hutchinson in there for Gilbert. Goes 1 for 2 at the line. Hobart's first point. Bullier, guarded by Hutchinson, will go over to Fletcher. Left-hand dribble. Now to Urema. He'll launch a 3, misses, but Bullier with a tip-in is there.
Again, weak side. We've seen Presque take advantage of that. Without the block out, Bullier uncontested, able to get in the air, put it back in.
Von Osen underneath, able to convert. Strong finish. He's got 18 in the game. Bullier tried to fire a pass to Fletcher. He wasn't ready for it. It'll be a turnover over to Waterville. Chandler goes out to Von Osen. Carves a lane to the basket. Couldn't finish. McAtee will secure the rebound. Back the other way goes Xavier McAtee. Bounces it to Urema. Gets hammered by Hobart. And 2 free throws upcoming for Noah Urema. The next game for the Central Aroostook stream for WHOU will be Monday. We'll have the Central Aroostook and Fort Fairfield boys. Saw the Central Aroostook girls pick up a victory over Fort Fairfield last night in overtime as Urema makes the first free throw.
Tight game all the way. Fort Fairfield was down 10 at one point, but made the comeback, and Macy Beal sealed the deal in overtime.
So the Central Aroostook Panthers off to a 2-0 start. Fort Fairfield at 2-1. See what the boys can do for an encore on Monday. Minahan with it. Now Chandler for 3, knocks down another one.
The 2 that he's had in the ball game. Nice release and rotation on the ball.
He's up to 8 points so far on the evening. As we get an offensive foul called on Xavier McAtee. $71-49 is your score. McAtee will check out. And Malachi Cummings will enter the game. Von Osen. Over to Hutchinson. Top Chandler. Falls to the ground. Got his feet tangled up with Urema. And in transition, Bullier fired it to Urema, but he lost the handle. Stolen away by Von Osen. Drives the baseline around Cummings all the way to the basket. Just couldn't finish.
Well, that was a beautiful pick, though, by Von Osen. Just timed it perfectly. And he's been able to get himself to the rim multiple times. That time it didn't fall.
Cummings Nice look underneath to Willett. He'll lay it up and in.
That's a beautiful pass. He really threw it to an area. Just saw Willett cutting right through two Purple Panther defenders, and all of a sudden Willett shows up on the spot to lay it in.
Von Osen took a lot of contact there. He's up to 20 points.
And Bollier tried to come from the weak side and draw the player control foul, but doesn't get it.
Willett, 2 in a row for him.
Good post there by him. He knew his man was behind him. Showed a big target. Able to feed it to him easily.
Von Osen still with it. Backing down on Cummings, and we get a not sure what the call was.
5-second violation.
So 5-second call on Von Osen. As Mosier will check in. So it looks like Presque will improve to 2-1 with a victory here over Waterville. And they will sweep the round of games here from Presque High School today. Jumper put up from Von Osen, knocks it down. 8 points in the fourth quarter, 22 in the game for him.
Well, you mentioned at the beginning that we'd hear his name a lot for Waterville, and certainly the offensive leader of the team.
Kai Williams also in there for Waterville, as a call here goes on Presque.
Going on Fletcher, got himself in the air and crashed into the defender.
Flynn back in for Urema. Von Osen to the basket once again, give him 24.
He's been able to really attack the rim.
Fletcher to the basket with an answer. I say Fletcher's got a lot of athletic ability.
He sure does. Made some tough shots here. There's a fortuitous bounce off the official's foot. Waterville still couldn't come up with it. No, Flynn rips it out of there. It looked like it was going to sail out of bounds, but it got deflected back in. Rub of the green.
Flynn. And we're going to foul call on Von Osen with 11 seconds left. Into Flynn, tried to bounce it back out to Bullier. A bit too hard off the floor, and it'll sail out of bounds. Waterville basketball, 7 seconds left. Von Osen will get to the basket with a finger roll, bank it home, and that will be the end of it, as Waterville will get the last basket of the game, but Presque will get the win, 77-57, and well, it was an impressive performance by the Wildcats. Bobby got off to a tough start, but once they got rolling, it was all Wildcats.
Yeah, they came out of the gate slow, but were able to put on a 20-0 run in the first half. That really propelled them and kept them out in the lead. Waterville made a little push early in the third quarter, cut it down to 10, but that's as close as it would get the rest of the way. And Presque stretch it back to 20, and that's where it stayed.
So some final numbers for you here from Presque High School for Waterville, who drops to 0-3 on the year. They were led by Liam Von Osen with 26. They had 8 points from Taylor Bilecki and Caleb Chandler, 3 from Trafton Gilbert, Jordan Thibodeau, and Jelani Parker, and Michael LeClaire had 2. For the victorious Wildcats, who moved to 2-1, led by Malachi Cummings with 18, Noah Urema with 10, Sam Bullier with 9, Caleb Wheaton and Mason Fletcher both had 8, Xavier McAtee with 4, Nathan Willett with 4, Connor Rideout with 2, Noah Flynn had 11, and Jacob Devine with 2 for their total of 77. So doubleheader on tap. Presque takes both of them. They took all 4 games today, 2 in the JV and then 2 in the varsity. Some games upcoming for you on WHOU. On Monday, we'll have Central Aroostook Fort Fairfield at 7 o'clock, Caribou at Holton at 7 o'clock. As in our Pat's Pizza post-game show, it's really been an impressive start so far for Presque. Both teams 2-1, especially I think for the girls, as they had a real tough schedule starting out. A lot of people thought they might be 0-3, but instead they're 2-1.
Yeah, there's no question. And after that opening day loss, they have really gotten better each game. They played better against Holton and were able to come out with a double-digit win there, and then certainly really improved again and had a whale of an effort here today against Waterville, who had not lost a regular season game dating back to a couple years ago. And that is a real point-worthy win that will carry them in to the tournament season as we move through our season and get close to February. You look back on this day here, and this also might be one of those games that the Wildcats needed to say, hey, we can play with anybody. You know, we had that first loss against Old Town, but we can compete with anybody, and it might be just what they needed to put them over the top this season.
So that'll do it for us on this Saturday afternoon doubleheader. The final score is 52-46. The Presque Wildcats, the girls team, come away with a victory over Waterville, and then the boys do the same, 77-57. For everybody involved in the broadcast today, Tim Youngfellow, our producer, Ricky Goupel, running the camera, broadcast partner, Bobby Russell. I'm Steve Carmichael. Have a great rest of your weekend, everybody.